Alrighty, let's go then with the BP Adelaide Grand Final Friday press conference, which means we've had a race, we've had a winner, and we've had $50,000 awarded to Brodie Kostecki. He's joined by the two Walkinshaw and Andretti United boys who are enjoying a post-race ice cream at the moment. So good enough reason to start with the guy in the middle. Fair old day at the races for you today, Brodie. How would you sum that one up? It had its ups and downs today.
Well, considering I was head on to a wall and qualifying again, I'd say it probably ended pretty well, to be honest. So I've had a few too many of those this year. So yeah, glad to cap today off with a win, and 50 Gs as well. It's pretty cool, and got a pretty bad start and was able to race the guys in front of me, and I think get the lead by lap 4 or 5 or something, and sort of just control the pace from there.
Did it feel different racing guys like Chaz and Brock, knowing what's at stake for them this weekend?
Yeah, usually Chaz is trying to put his stickers on my car when I'm trying to race him, so it's pretty kind to me today, which is nice.
Now, you mentioned post-race that you might think that the owners would enjoy a nice holiday with this money, but has there been any further discussions with the team about where $50,000 might go?
No, I was hoping they were going to take the team on a holiday, so not the owners themselves. Not really too sure, but it'd be cool to do something pretty cool at the end of the year with the team, and we'll see what happens. I think they were planning on doing something cool anyway.
And now a chance to launch into 500 more kilometres of racing, and a pretty good form guide for you so far, I think?
Yeah, definitely. Car was really good on the dry today as well. Obviously, it's been unfortunate that might have let go in quali, but cars felt really good on the dry. Was pretty good in the wet here today as well. So yeah, seemed to have a pretty good package at the moment, which is great.
Well done. Good job today. Take it to Chaz alongside you. How would you rate that race, Chaz, from where you were sitting on the front row and then bringing it to the podium as well? Because it was pretty exciting for where we're standing.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough race, to be honest. It didn't really feel like we had a lot of confidence in the car on the warm-up lap, or even the to the grid, and then the warm-up lap still felt like it's really struggling to try and get the tyres in. So it was always going to be just jump on the brakes up into turn 1 and into turn 4 on the opening lap and hope it would stick. But once the car got going and some speed, it was amazing actually how kind of much grip you kind of had. So I was trying to go with Brock the best I could and keep the pressure on, and then I ended up getting the lead the race for I think all about maybe 3 corners or one lap. But this big red Mustang behind me looked really fast at that part of the race, so didn't really have much for him at that stage. But when it dried out a bit, our car got a bit better, which was nice. He was too fast at the start for me.
Just closed that championship picture up ever so slightly as well. So last I looked, it was down to 13 points. So is that making life a little bit easier for the weekend?
Today was really risky, right? There's the weather come out of nowhere. You can easily make a mistake and it can all be over. I made a mistake in practice too with fully dry and the session's over. So today was about trying to survive, but also try and still race as hard as you can. So just really pumped the results, start the weekend and get another podium, get some points, which is great. But still the same thing, still got to do a bit more over the next 2 races.
Well done today. Might change tack slightly here for you, Ryan, and just talk about this event, because they've clearly put a lot of effort into doing different things. You had the BP cool-down room, and then you had some pretty cool drivers out there on the podium handing out trophies as well. How have you found this afternoon in the event?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, and I think Adelaide's always been a super special event, and I wasn't lucky enough to be around when they did it as the season opener, and I think that would be just as cool if back in those days. And what they've done this week is pretty phenomenal. So for them to be able to get the track in a state for us to go racing was really great by everyone involved, everyone at Supercars. And I'm not just saying this because I came third, but I think when they called the race the way they did, it sort of shows the level of wealth and knowledge we have up in those boxes that sort of control our races. So it was pretty cool. And then with the actual event itself, I think to get racing in, which didn't look like it was going to happen, is pretty cool for everyone involved, all the fans, and you're just stoked to see so many people stick around in the wet weather, and really it still felt like a really cool race out there. It was really cool, and just soaking up being here with not a lot of pressure on me, so I can just enjoy it all. And hopefully in a couple of years to come, I can feel the pressure and that sort of stuff once we get to this event.
Nice work, mate. Good job today again with all that form you've got in the back half of this year. Let's pass it around the room here.
Chaz, how important was it for you to get the weekend off to a strong start? Obviously, 50 points doesn't seem like a lot, but given how close the margins are, really could be a season-defining. It could be a season-defining margin.
I think this weekend was always going to be tough with 3 races because every single race counts. So then you throw the weather in the mix. It was like going to be a really tough one. So we got to be good for. I come in as second on the points this weekend. I have to be good in all 3 races. And got to try and be fast again tomorrow. So it was awesome getting a front row start today. That was a box tick for us. Good confidence. Still need to tune the car up a little bit more in the dry, and then if it is wet, we got to tune it up a little bit more in the wet. So just taking each session as it comes, keep trying to move the car forward a little bit more. But yeah, a good start, like you said.
We saw off the start you and Brock went at it off the front row, and then Brock made the unforced error up at turn 4. Do you feel like, given your form in the finals, you got Brock a bit rattled at the moment?
I think Brock went at it at the start. I didn't swerve at Brock. So, we'll see how the rest of the weekend pans out anyway.
And Woody, for you, when you saw Brock ahead of you in the battle for third, did the team game immediately come to mind and you knew you had to make that move to help out Chaz as much as you could?
No, I just drove for myself. It's a podium position. I just put it down the inside and, I think Brock and his package in the wet weather wasn't, obviously as competitive as they would have liked, and we had really fast cars. So, I just went and drove my race, and fortunately enough, it was, third today, and hopefully be a few more better tomorrow and as the weekend goes on.
Chaz, so you felt like Brock swerved at you?
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought at the start, but nothing too crazy
He did,
aggressive.
I saw it.
It was just rubbings racing, which is what the whole year's about. So, he had the line into one, so he had to shuffle me over to try and make me go the hard way, which is fair enough. Probably would have done the same thing in his shoes. So hopefully I'm on pole tomorrow and he's on the outside, and I'll show him what it's like hanging out there across the curb.
Did you, was there a bit of having to be calculated with Brodie, I guess, not being in finals and kind of go, well, he's got nothing to lose, I have something to lose, don't make it too hard for him sort of thing?
No, at the end of the day, you drive to the car and the conditions you have or the confidence you have. So, it was awesome to be leading the race, but like I said, I probably struggled a bit more in the wet conditions than what I would normally do. When the track dried out, I got much, much faster. So something to work on for tomorrow if it is like that. But didn't just put the indicator on this guy here. We know the talent that he has in this sport. He's a champion already. He's a Bathurst winner. He's really good in these conditions as well. So had my work cut out for me, even if my car was a bit better. But I was just trying to hold on and make sure I kept it all 4 wheels on it.
Brodie, I think you went from third to first in 4 corners, and obviously, the others around you had a lot more to lose. When Brock went wide, did you feel like this is my moment? I got to go for it, because you obviously got Chaz coming out of turn 7 moments after that.
Yeah, I saw Brock, I think, pinched the front pretty early going into turn 4 there, and I knew that my car had a lot of pace under it. At that point, I closed in on those guys pretty quickly, and my car had some really good strengths, and a few weaknesses when I was behind Chazzy. So I really sort of didn't really have to think about it too much. It all just sort of happened. George did a great job making good changes for the wet, which really helped us in the first couple of laps there.
Yeah, and open to all 3. Obviously, the race was red flag pretty early after. Sorry, let me start again. How did you guys feel about the red flag and the race being suspended? Obviously, it looked like the rain was picking up just before Thomas crashed. Did you feel like they should have kept racing, or don't mind, or?
Well, I think they made the right call. You have smart people in the recovery car driving around, and I think they saw the rain coming down just as much as we did, and it got pretty glassy straight away once, they were trying to recover Randall's car. So I think they made the right call, but, it's a tough one. But I think all in all, you got to pack of cars together on a track that was soaking wet at the end. I know we want a spectacle, but we also want everyone to keep racing as the weekend goes on. So I personally think they made the right call.
The one thing that was really good was that before we even rolled out, obviously we delayed getting out to the grid, and you had those track sweepers trying to move water and stuff like that. There's probably, in our series, we're starting to get a bit more infrastructure with stuff like that, and I'd probably like to still see probably more spent in those things for a lot of the tracks we go to, because that made it so much safer to still have standing starts, which I think is really important for our category, and get back on with the racing. So when they did call it at the end there, Randall was just a passenger as soon as you make one small mistake, and it was only getting worse at that stage. So it would have been still another probably 20 minutes after the end of the race there, trying to prep it to get it ready again.
And just finally, getting to all three who wants it, like obviously it was the first time you had the cool down room. Did you guys feel like Formula One drivers before the podium there, sitting there watching the screen and being broadcast back to the viewers?
I think it was pretty ironic, the name of the cool down room, and we had 2 other oil and fuel manufacturers in it, to be honest, so that was cool.
Any more from the room here? Yeah, Connor?
I'll come back for some more. Brodie, as well, just like you say, going head on into the fence, were you worried that it was going to be bad, or did you feel like it was always going to be okay, that impact?
To be honest, I'd slowed the car down quite a bit before I got to the fence, and obviously if you go head on into the fence, there was tyre bundles and stuff there, which was great, and they do a really good job of track safety around here and like a lot of the spots now, which is great. So that bundle really probably saved me. If that was in concrete, probably would have been sitting on the sidelines, but it was just obviously having a go for pole. I saw the oil flag very last second going in there, and it was just a passenger by that point, but I've got a great team around me with everyone at Shell V-Power Racing, so they got it fixed back up. They've unfortunately had practice at it already this year, so luckily it wasn't that bad.
And Chaz, I asked Brucey about this yesterday, but for you, how does this sort of week, the intensity of it, media commitments, all that sort of stuff compare to Bathurst? You've been here, I think, since Sunday, a lot going on. Yeah, how does that sort of, Bruce talked about managing energy and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, just interested in Grand Final versus Bathurst.
Yeah, I think my team's been pretty good, protecting me from a few different things here and there, and just making sure we start a race week Monday and we don't go home till Tuesday. So it is a long week, but it's also a special week. It's for me to be here, and the Grand Final is something that you wanted to do when this format obviously make this part of the year. So it's also a privilege to have all those commitments as well. So it's been pretty cool to see. There's been some little bits of different for the first Grand Final stuff, a few little things in town and a DJ and all this kind of stuff, and I think we're starting to bring a little bit more of the party back to Supercars, which is really cool. So I'm hoping next year they can just go bigger and better and keep amping it up, because we want to get back to, like I said, on the podium as most watched sport in Australia. We slipped a little bit there for a little bit, so I think we're doing all the right things to go on the right trajectory. So we'll see how we go.
Couple last quick ones here. Brodie, just your thoughts on this event and everything around it. We've got sadly not happening tonight, but the AusX Supercross is happening. We've got the Speedway, which you went and enjoyed last night. Just how much, as a race fan, do you enjoy this?
Yeah, I think, like Chazzy touched on it, this event's always fantastic. It's, it's obviously really great that we've got it back on the calendar, and it seems like it's back, bigger than ever. And it draws the crowd, draws the people, which is great. And like Chaz has said, it's great to see the category back on the rise again, which is awesome. And it just needs to keep going that way.
Will had a really good drive from the back of the field today and got some good points there. Now, Teams Championship, something we haven't really talked about, but is it something that you guys have been bringing up down there, that mid-pack fight that you guys are in right now?
To be honest, I don't even know what the team points are at the moment, but it's great. Obviously, he passed a lot of cars today, which is awesome. And he got a bit unlucky there in qualifying and just got a few curb hops, so he's probably out of place there, obviously at the back of the field. But the cars were rockets today, and they're both dry and the wet, so I'm not surprised he made his way through.
And Chaz, obviously you got a championship to worry about, but you guys, with the result today, have got very close to Tickford in the Teams Championship for third. Would that be a nice bonus?
Yeah, it's something we definitely talk about coming into the weekend, and we've had a little bit unlucky DNFs, come Bathurst for us. Something we were focused on a lot coming into this back part of the year to keep trying to edge forward. And without some DNFs, I'm sure we would have been right in the thick of it, trying to go up even 2 spots. But it's always nice when you roll out at the start of next year. If you're a little bit more down the lane, it just gets you talking about it straight away and keep trying to push forward.
Nice work, guys. Thank you for your time and good luck tomorrow.